And Vitex coming back out. That's the palmite leaf one there. Notice there's no serration. That's how you can tell the difference between that plant and other plants. Your knockout rose. You got your irises blooming. This camera doesn't do it justice. It's not that color. It's a deeper purple. And you got all that Salvia Greggii. You got your blackleaf crepe myrtle there. I believe that crepe myrtle gets red flowers. Oh, cardinals building a nest. I knew that. Hello, sweetie. Yeah. I guess I better leave her alone. Yeah. Oh, must be standing where she's building the nest. I'm guessing it must be right here. She was not happy with me being there. The Philadelphus is also known as English dogwood, although it's not a dogwood. The flowers resemble dogwood. That's why it's called that. And it's native. And I think it's native to Philadelphia. That's why it's called Philadelphus, I believe. Got more Salvia Greggii. Semi-evergreen salvia, more like a shrub. And you can get anywhere from 2 to 3 feet, sometimes 4 feet tall. It's a wonderful hummingbird plant. It's drought tolerant. This is a weed called bedstraw. I also know it as cleavers because it's got like these little hooks, hooked hairs that will latch onto you like Velcro. But they call it bed straw because when there wasn't any straw, they used to use it in animal pens, and that's probably how we got it. That's the native columbine. I believe it's Hinkley. It's a very, very pretty flower. Another good hummingbird plant. It's a perennial, native to Texas. A mimosa tree. I dug this up out of my mom's yard and planted it here. It's another angle of the mimosa tree. There's wonderful flowers, little pink like fairy dusters. It smells wonderful at nighttime. If the flowers fall on concrete, get them up, because when they start to decompose, it's like banana peels and you could really break your neck. And maybe I'm talking from experience. And you got some boxwood there and lots of spearmint. You got Texas sage there. Not the grass, the one with the tomato leaves right there. The hairy, fuzzy leaves. And that's in the mint family there. Came in a free pack of seeds for pollinators for bees. The only thing is, in dry rocky soil it doesn't take over. But in rich loamy soil, it is invasive as all get out. There's another Salvia greggii. That one's that's a nice purpley pink one there. Then you have these two-tone salvia flowers, the hybrids called Hot Lips. It's the white and red. Then you have your red, you have your regular red Salvia greggii. And a carpenter bee. See, they're great pollinators. What they'll do though is, instead of pollinating, they'll go to the back of the flower where the calyx is and drink the nectar out of the back of the flower. Crepe myrtle. That's hackberry. Plants in the family with hackberry are Cannabis sativa and hops. Hackberry is a native tree that's extremely prolific. The berries are tiny and they are edible, although I'm wondering if the name comes from like trying to eat them, they get stuck in your throat and you have to hack them up. I don't know, but it's a good plant for birds. That's why it's here, because the birds eat the berries and they kindly plant them in your yard along your fence rows. It also gets every insect known to man, which is not a bad thing because it can tolerate it, but it does make the tree look really bad when it's hot outside. They grow really quickly, and I try to keep them at bay because yeah, they can, you can get a good 70-80 feet pretty quick, and the wood isn't strong wood. I've seen it take out a fence in the back of a house when I lived in Houston, so yeah, I know a lot about that tree. But it's another good tree for butterflies. There's several butterflies that lay their eggs on it, which also makes it look like the wrath of God once they start chewing it all up. But anyway, and the blackberries, got blackberries back there. I really plant it for the birds, and if I get a berry or two off of it, it wouldn't hurt my feelings. That right there is a type of oregano. Oregano does have medicinal properties. Oregano does have medicinal properties. It's also really good on pizza and salad and barbecue. Good with chicken. That's a Russian sage. Some people know it as Salvia Rosenberg, but it's actually not a salvia. It is related closely, but it's not a salvia. The flowers look similar to salvia, and the overall structure of the plant, once it gets larger, looks a lot like a Salvia greggii or sage. Sometimes the name salvia and sage are interchangeable, The sages that aren't though are like Texas sage, which is in the figwort family, which is like snapdragons. It's in the, Texas sage is related to snapdragons. Yeah, I don't need to say that. Some people might disagree. You know, they're starting to classify things by DNA structures now instead of by guesswork. Look at that little spider. Oh, he's gone now. It's that dianthus, the Amazon variety. Also have some sedum in there. Well, that sedum, my mother got that from QVC. They have good plants. The QVC plants probably do better up north than they do here. But it's all, if you have it in shade up north or sun up north, it's not as intense as the heat here. And it's just a totally different climate and area. It will come back. It just, it's just basically don't believe everything you hear. Do your research, or as they say, due diligence. I'm always learning. I don't know everything. I don't claim to know everything. Anyway, that's another dianthus. That's your regular dianthus that you find. And this one's come back from seed. Got some begonias coming back there. Begonias, if you are any bedding plants that are annuals, that are tender annuals, if you shove them up underneath a shrub where they get some protection, they won't necessarily freeze, and they also do come back from seed they produce. This is the Pallas Castle Artemisia. Very prolific plant. And you've got a variety of bay leaf, bay laurel. This is a California variety. The brown coloration is freeze damage, but I haven't taken it off yet because I just hadn't gotten to it. I hadn't gotten to it yet. I will eventually get to everything. And if I don't, I never have instances where I don't have anything to do. This gets my mind off of all the other stuff going on today. It's always been going on. But being outside and breathing the air, watching the animals, helps you to cope, you know. Anyway, I guess it's going to conclude it. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Have a great day. Stay safe, stay healthy.